What's good, y'all? What's the Numbers TV? It's your boy Paul Rowe. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already, and like a video if you appreciate the content that Paul Rowe and What's the Numbers I providing. Today we got a few things to talk about. They all coming out of Chicago. It was a busy week in the news out there, and the first thing we want to touch on is Memo 600. There's a situation going on with his chain as far as Bankroll Driller, TTB Nez posted social media posts that they're in possession of the chain. Memo posted something as far as like, if you're not 600, don't worry about what he got going on. Nobody knows for sure what happened, if it got stolen from him out his bag or something, if he got robbed, you know what I'm saying, or it was taken off his neck, if it was snatched off his neck. Nobody knows the exact story. There've been a few posts out there, even Dirk posted something that could be looked at as like a subliminal tweet, but we don't know for sure. Something about a chain missing, how he gang and all that. But it could just be a coincidence. So right now the chain's making his rounds. Like, it's gonna make his rounds in the videos and the Instagram posts. And you know, once you lose a chain or your ops get your chain, you know how it go. They gotta try to take shots at your character. So this is a story that we're keeping an eye on. What's the Numbers? We know what's going, but we don't know exactly what went down, but we're aware of what's going down. And we just want to keep an eye to see what the outcome of this, if it's just gonna go away or if it's gonna be some retaliation behind Memo losing his chain. So moving right along, next thing we want to talk about is Kevo Brown. A lot of you might know him out in Chicago. He's a basketball player from Simeon High School, which was where Derrick Rose went, Jabari Parker. You know, he played his freshman year, had a standout season. Didn't play his sophomore year due to certain issues. Came back for his junior year, played well again, won the city championship. But then once again, his senior year, missed his whole senior year due to more issues. So he was being recruited by Kansas, a bunch of different schools. He was also on the 16 and under for the USA team with the best 24 players or something like that. He was on that team. So he had a bunch of colleges recruiting him, but after missing that last year, I guess some of the schools might have pulled out, or they might want him to go to JUCO route or whatever. So he passed all that and went to the JBA, which was the league that LeVar Ball was starting for kids that wanted to try to, without going the college route, still have a way to get into the NBA or play professional basketball. So he was playing for the JBA. He was doing his thing, and then he ended up getting he propelled that for a contract in China. So he went out to China for a few weeks, and he came back home. It didn't work out all the way, but he was out there for a while. He came home, and while he's in March of this year, in the south side of Chicago, he gets shot a bunch of times. And he got shot in the chest, in the thigh. So he had 3 surgeries after. People saying his career might be over. He almost, it was almost health. It was almost like, his life was almost over, So people was definitely thinking his career was almost over. But he ended up, putting the work and doing the rehab, getting through the surgeries and all that. And building his body back up to being in game shape and be able to play, and that's what he did. He's currently playing for the ABA right now, and his first game back was the week that just passed. I got some clips of the game. It's like he still got his game. He's still doing his thing, and maybe he could get back to his A game, and hopefully get another professional contract somewhere to provide for his family. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Kevo Brown, man. You got a lot of game, and hopefully things work out for you moving forward. So the last thing you want to touch on is the whole Little Reese situation. By now, y'all know Little Reese was shot in the Country Club Hills of Cook County, which is like a suburb. They say like an area outside of Chicago. And he was driving, and so the ops started chasing him. Basically, started chasing him, blowing at him. They hopped out. You see a picture where they show him shooting like a Draco. They shooting at the car. Now they were saying that Reese was rushed right to the hospital. Like they didn't wait for the ambulance, for the police, or nothing. So there wasn't really no reports as far as how he was doing. Little Dirk tweeted out that Reese was good, but nobody knew for sure. People were saying he was in critical condition. He was like, yeah, he got hit by the gun. They saw in the bullet that he got hit by and all that. But come to find out, Little Reese is doing pretty good. He's not grave. He's not in critical. He's back moving around, discharged out the hospital. He popped up on Instagram, listening to some slow jams. Basically, he didn't talk or nothing. He didn't really do too much moving. But he was alive. He was alert, and it's glad to see that he survived that assassination attempt on his life. Like I said, there's a lot going on in Chicago. I ain't get too in depth in none of these situations. Besides the Kevo Brown one, this is just a touch on it. He's watching to see what's going on. There's always some new things going on out there. Like I said, it's What's the Numbers TV. I'm on my way to 12,000. I appreciate all you guys that support, all you females that support. I appreciate everybody, man. What's the Numbers TV? It's your boy Paul Rowe. I'm out of here. Peace.